You get better energy for that. The lowest energy. Sadly, most of humanity, I have found through research, moves in the lack and survival energies. Why? Well, from the way from my research, it's very difficult for some people to believe they can get anything that they need. They are having trouble with the buy-in. You've got to be able to buy in that not only you can, but that you will. Remember the dude with the Empire State Building? A piece of paper, and there was no internet, nothing? That's just one example. You have got to stay strong, because when you're in the lack and survival energies, you will find that outer influences really do influence you. You are affected by others as opposed to standing strong, okay? So a lot of the people live in the lack and survival energies, most of the humanity actually, because of stress, debt, relationship problems. And some people just don't see a way out. So they keep moving and recycling in this lack and survival, which only brings more lack and more survival energies. The dedication consciousness, oh, beautiful. This is where we actually start to cook, okay? With real oil, the virgin kind, okay? Fantastic. Dedication. Why? Because in the dedication consciousness, you have realized that you can no longer get what you want by not thinking that you can get it. You have understood that what's in my mind is my lived experience. Once you understand that, you move into the dedication consciousness, because in the dedication consciousness, you are dedicating yourself to thoughts, images, and feelings. Improving them by thinking higher thoughts, by being from positive perceptions. Even if you may not necessarily gauge it that way, but if you look at every situation from a higher energy, you will find very quickly that you will have a lot more patience. You are going to find answers that you never knew existed. You'll be like, wow, well, why didn't I think of that before? Do you know why? Because you're no longer in the lack and survival. You have learned to control your thoughts, images, and feelings, and understood that if I dedicate myself just to govern them, so that they're not running out of control and creating that energy back to you, because that's so hugely important. You are the creator of your misery. If you're the creator of your misery, you can be the creator of your happiness, because that's how energy works. You don't want me to start with the molecules again, okay? Because that's going to be a little boring. But it's the same concept. It's the same concept, okay? Absorption, beautiful. My favorite stage. In the absorption consciousness, you have moved from complete control of your thoughts, images, and feelings. Now, when I say that, am I saying that you're Mother Teresa? No. I'm saying that you can now differentiate between real problems, okay, where you really need to react as opposed to respond. Because here you are going to learn in the dedication consciousness how to respond as opposed to react. Because that's from a higher vibration. And when you learn how to do that, you can now learn how to use the thoughts, images, and feelings in the absorption stage, because this is where you create big time. My favorite stage. Miracles happen in the absorption stage, and quickly. Why? Because it's all about contemplation and intention. Now that you've learned that your thoughts have power and you can imagine anything, in the absorption consciousness, you are going to learn how to contemplate, how to send out the intention, that higher intention that you want returned. The connection consciousness, and here in terms of the mental, inner, and spiritual aspects. That's an extremely high level consciousness. It's a very, very expanded level. So you really, you're talking about monitoring all the time. People, when somebody cuts you off, sometimes it's kind of hard to monitor this stuff, because a lot of times it's reactionary. So the connection consciousness really focuses on taking things that are automatic, spontaneous, that happen quickly. Because don't forget, here you have time to think about things. In the connection consciousness, we're assuming if you're here, you can do all this. But it's very difficult because, again, it's very difficult to live in such a high energy because so much happens in life that's hurtful, death, tragedy. I'm not talking about losing a job. I'm talking about real things, you know, cancer, death, that kind of stuff. So it's very difficult, but even in the connection consciousness, you can still surmount all that. But it takes a tremendous amount of energy. It's in the book. Like I said, it really does work, absolutely. It takes a you know, extraordinary amount of effort. I'm not there today, but maybe by next year, you know, maybe we'll have this conversation again. I can finally claim, you know, we've arrived. We've arrived. Because it's, again, it's very difficult to maintain that. And we are going to identify where we live through the assessments in that book, again, by looking at the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual energies. Very important, okay? Very important. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so why shift into higher frequencies? I think I kind of explained that. You want a better life? You've got no choice. You want a better life, you've got to do something. It's not going to happen like that. It really isn't. It's not going to happen looking through the, you know, want ads and, you know, Match.com or whatever. Yeah, it may happen. You may get some hits and all that. But is it going to be the miracle that you're looking for? Is it going to be perfectly aligned with what you want? Not until you understand, manage, and direct and focus energy. Okay? Not until you do that. Because your experience is determined by the speed of moving energy particles. Again, we're all atoms. It can only bring you what you sent out. If you think you can't do it, trust me, you can't do it. You can't do it. If you think you can't do it, if you feel you can't do it, you can't do it. Don't even bother. Just stop. You've got to align your thoughts in order to be a success. Ask any successful person if they gave up. If they did, they wouldn't be where they're at. Okay? Absolutely. So, preparation for the journey. You've got to prepare to receive higher energies. You can't be vibrating at a low, you know, saying, well, I can't do this, and that's not going to happen. Is that preparation for a higher energy? Is that going to prepare you for those energies to come to you? It's not. It really isn't. And again, the secret of the creation lies in the vibrational wave. Everyone says that in terms of psychologists, scientists, scholars. Let's talk about vibrations only for a moment. Vibrations. It's the speed in which you move. We're atoms. We're matter. That's what a vibration is. We're all matter. We all move at a certain speed. The way I see all of you in this audience, I see you this way because that's where you are vibrating. This is your vibrational frequency, and this is why I see you the way you are right now. So vibration is really the speed of which you are vibrating, and the frequency is the determination of that speed. If it's a repetition, if you are vibrating a repetition, it reads that as your frequency. Oh, your overall frequency. And again, very important, you've got to really vibrate at the same frequency between the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual levels in order to create. You've got to be it's got to be a collective effort. Because again, if you're great emotional control, but your thoughts are out of control, you're still not aligned. You have to be aligned. Governing universal laws. Law of attraction, law of vibration, law of polarity. All says the same thing. What you put out is what you're going to get. That's it. Law of physics. What you put out is exactly what you are going to get. Doesn't have to be from that person, situation, but it will come back. You can't just bank on that. LEP Frequency Tool, we're going to go over it a little more in detail than what I did there. And we are going to start with, how does it work? It works through the 3 stages that I mentioned. You have to prepare for the higher incoming energies. You need to understand that thoughts transform to images, which create your feelings, and those feelings create your lived experiences. Where your head and your emotions are at, whoops, there's my lived experience. So if you want a different lived experience, I imagine you know what you have to do. You need to change your thoughts so you have different images of higher vibration, because your higher images are going to trigger bigger, happier feelings, higher feelings, and then the feelings trigger action. You're motivated. You're encouraged now Because you are no longer with self-doubt. You are turning from I can do it to I will do it. Whole different concept when it comes to energy. Energy will read that vibration. You cannot lie to it. You can't say to the energy, oh, I'm vibrating high, bring me this if you're not feeling it. It's not going to happen. It's just not. That's not how energy works. It only responds in like. So, I mentioned a little bit before about mental preparation, and I was talking about the mental aspect to prepare yourself for those higher incoming energies. Question your thoughts. What's your self-talk like? Do you even pay attention? Do you ever even are aware of what you're thinking about? Or do you just go about your day and thinking about other people and your job and everything else? What about your own health care? Do you question what's in your mind? What's your self-talk like? Because what you're thinking about, you're creating every single day. Every minute that you're thinking, you're creating, and you're sending that energy into the universe, only for it to come back. You might want to check yourself, okay? You might want to check yourself, because this is real. This is your future. You want a better future? Start thinking that you're going to have a better future, and that it will happen, and it's going to be exactly the way you need it. Not want it, because your vision of want may not be in perfect alignment for what you need. Energy always knows what you need better than you, because it reads your vibration. And again, want is fickle. You want something today, you're not going to want it tomorrow. Or when you get that want, you may not like it. But what you need, you'll always keep, because you need it. And it was going to enrich you, it's going to make you grow, and it's going to give you what you exactly need to grow further. To be happier, to have a joyful, more contentful life, because you can. There's no reason why you can't. There is no reason why you cannot have everything that you need. The law of physics guarantees you that if you align your thoughts, images, and feelings, you will get what you need. Again, not because it likes you. It's because you've aligned with the frequency. It has no choice but to deliver. No choice. Okay? That is the law of frequency. Govern your thoughts, challenge your thoughts. Emotional preparation. Please stay in control. Please stay in control emotionally. It is a blight upon the life of mankind that so little control of emotions is taught to humanity, from the cradle to the grave. Why? Because emotions kill. Emotions kill. Okay? It's not the thoughts. You have a million thoughts. You know when you commit suicide? When your emotions get involved, okay? Crucial. Please govern your emotions. Come from a place of response instead of a place from reaction. It's only going to take a couple of weeks for you. I guarantee you this. If you try this stuff in this book, it will only take you a couple of weeks, and you will be able to monitor your emotions. You will no longer come from a place of reaction, but a place from response. You will be a kinder, gentler, and happier person. Because, again, you're not reacting. You're responding. That means it takes a little control to be able to do that. So what are you doing? You're building yourself stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger with every effort. And then it's going to be seamless, because now you've classically conditioned yourself to that process. Thus, you no longer have to think about it. I mean, it's almost like you walk by an Italian restaurant and you smell the delicious aroma and your mouth starts to water. You don't have to tell it, okay, mouth, incoming, start to water. No, it knows. Same with this. Innately, you will be able to monitor your emotions because you have grown classically conditioned to governing them, controlling them, and even challenge them. Why am I feeling this way? This is crazy. I'm not going to allow myself to feel this way. Take a stand. Because if you don't take a stand, you're going to get more of the same. Listen to that advice. Missions. Again, I can't stress that enough. Energy only reacts to energy and the same frequency. It's going to give you exactly what you want. It's going to get what you send out, basically. It only responds to signals. Okay. Think about this. The frequency in which you start the day will often determine the pattern and energy for that day. And if you're on that same wavelength, why don't I just add your life? Why don't I just add your life? Because if you're continuously going to be in a low vibration, you are continuously going to get experiences that are unsatisfying. You will get what you want, but you're not going to be happy with it. No, you're not. You can't. Energy will make sure that it doesn't because you're not vibrating where you should be. So be very careful with that. It will stay with you. Be careful of the thoughts you put in your mind. You are the creator of your world. Start creating in the positive. Start creating your future that you want to face today. Not live, that you want to face. You can do it. LEP Frequency Tool ensures that you have the right process, the instructions, everything that you need to be able to start to change the way you think and feel so that you can create from a higher place of vibration. The I am energy. The I am is you as the God source in action. Again, spirit, the source consciousness, sends down a spark. That spark is you. It's spirit. The reason that it's doing that, according to scientific beliefs, is that it experiences itself through you. It is the only way God can experience life on earth. Through you, the soul who is always connected to that source consciousness. You are all energy. You came from that source. Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, an atheist, has proved there was a source consciousness. Okay? Hardcore atheist. Proved there was a God. Source, universal, call it whatever you want. But you came from that energy. You came from that spark, and you will return to that energy. What you make of yourself here is what God experiences, because you are the same energy. You want to talk to God? You can, because you are that energy. He hears everything, or it hears everything you have to say, because it's that same source of energy. And you must stay connected to that energy, because that is where your power comes from. All right? It's not your thoughts. It's that belief in that spirit, in that higher power that's going to give you the courage and support that you need to align your thoughts, images, and feelings. Why? Because the higher you are in the frequency, the more expanded your consciousness becomes. That's what living in a higher frequency means. It means that the higher you go, the more expanded your consciousness is. That means that ideas, problem solving will come to you out of nowhere because you are now vibrating high. You've opened yourself to higher energy, and the universe is delivering. Problems you could not have ever solved before, the answer will be right there. And you're like, my God, why didn't I see that? You didn't see it because you weren't vibrating at that frequency for you to see it. You were looking at the wants, not at the needs. Okay? Not at the needs. I am very important. You are connected to the source consciousness, and you have to be cognizant of that. In addition to the I am consciousness, which is your spirit, soul self, you have to start working with energies. There are many different types of energies, and they're color coordinated for different healings and different desires. But we're going to work with the highest, the purest energy of all, and that is the violet energy. The violet energy is the closest to the source consciousness because it has the shortest wavelength. So it is the purest. That means it is the closest to the source because it is the purest. The purer the energy, the closer to the source. As a result of that purity and its high vibrational frequency, when you learn, again, through this book, when you learn how to not only tap into that higher power, but create very quickly, you will be learning how to tap into the violet energy, because through the violet energy, you can either create a desire, you can heal, physical healing, mental, emotional healing, and it also releases karma. And when it releases karma, It releases karma where it doesn't come back. You know, everything that we do, again, it's the law of physics, it's a karmic effect. Okay, we create our own karma, okay? When you invoke the violet flame through your I am, you will eliminate all negative karma that you have created and transmuted it for good. Because don't forget, energy cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be destroyed. Energy can only be transmuted. That's all. You can change its shape. You cannot destroy it. So if you're vibrating in lower energy, you can't destroy it. You have got to rise higher to be able to get rid of that discord, that karma that you might have made. And the violet energy will assist you to do that. It will assist you to do that. That actually works very quickly, too. Okay, so the violet energy. Let's just take a quick look as to a couple of decrees. Let's say that you had a lot of financial problems. You had all this debt everywhere. You know, you're trying to raise yourself to a higher vibration so you can tap into that energy. Go into yourself, into your I am present, into your soul. Quick decree. I invoke my I am presence to invoke the violet flame, to shatter, dissipate, and consume this wrong creation of my debt. See to it that it never touches my world again. Be grateful. Be expectant. Thank you, violet flame. Thank you for assisting me. Because it's through that expectancy that you will get what you want. You will be healed. You will be free of financial debt. Mighty I am within me. I invoke the violet flame. Shatter, consume this wrong creation of a bad relationship. Find me someone better, someone more aligned with me. Thank you for your assistance. And so it is decreed. You have decreed it to the universe in an expectant state. The violet energy always responds, always, without fail. Without fail. Let me say it again. The violet energy will respond without fail if you had reached its frequency. Great stuff. It's a miracle worker. Again, you cannot destroy energy. You can only transmute it. So if you have discord or you've done something or you have all this baggage, you just can't get rid of it.